Innovating Education Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.
Dropping out of school can have all sorts of negative consequences, so trying to keep young people engaged in education is important. But keeping the doors open to give dropouts a second chance to come back and finish their education is vital. We look at some of the options. How about young people who grow up in areas where crime and drug trafficking is commonplace? How can they avoid the pitfalls all around them? And how can they extricate themselves if they get involved? Could soothing the soul with culture be helpful? Have a look at this report from Brazil.
Rio de Janero is one of Rio de Janeiro's most dangerous neighbourhoods, located in a suburban area controlled by organised crime. But it's also where the Afro Reggae movement has taken hold. Created over 20 years ago, it's a non-governmental organisation that uses music and dance to bring peace to Rio's favelas. Washington Remus, commonly known as Favelas, works with the group, now charged with mediating between locals and authorities. He was once a violent drug lord.
I was given a second chance by Afro Reggae through Jose Jr. He was the person that saw qualities in me that only a criminal noticed when I was a child. During a 2-hour conversation, he mapped qualities that I wasn't even aware I had. Afro Reggae transformed me into an articulated person, a representative mediator in conflict situations, someone able to save people from a world of crime.
The music and dance lessons available have proven a rare and welcome chance for those from deprived backgrounds to challenge themselves in new ways. Its popularity appears to only be growing, and with it the number of more positive role models in the local community.
I began to dance 2 years ago. I saw some videos on the internet. I like it and I decided I wanted to be a classical dancer. I like to do exercises and to train hard. There are girls that never even see a pair of ballet shoes. My God, a concept that should be so close and instead it's so distant. I feel completely satisfied working with someone who needs a future. It's marvelous.
With anything from African to rock or even classical being performed, it's not the music that counts, but the attitude.
I'm determined to finish the programme and begin a career in music. Who knows, I could be a music professor. I'd like to record a CD.
We
believe that those with nothing to do all day will end up doing the wrong thing. If you live in an area where drug trafficking is a constant presence, something bad will happen. Afro Reggae is about inclusion through art.
In the past years, Favelas has been telling his life story around the world. Today, he's an example for a lot of young people.
Life has prepared me for this. I have lived alongside drugs. Having lived this life and knowing the codes of conduct, I have dialogue with the boys. I know their anguish, their dreams, their sorrow. I know their language. That makes me able today to be a mediator.
With soaring unemployment in Greece, even university graduates are finding it hard to get a job. And the situation is even worse for people who dropped out of school and don't have any qualifications at all. But one project is trying to help. We find out how in this report.
Far removed from Corfu's idyllic backdrop, this Mediterranean island is suffering from a serious education problem. Many children never complete their compulsory years of learning, and that's led to a programme known as Second Chance Schools. After graduating from the course, Vicky has since moved on to further study.
I was forced to leave school because I had to work, even though I was too young. I came back because I wanted to learn, to have the experience and earn my degree.
Kostas is a sociology professor and a huge fan of the second chance scheme. He blames the standard education system for failing many students.
Being kicked out of the education system cost them a lot in their professional progression and social lives. By returning, a second chance is precisely what they need.
The two-year curriculum offers a general refresher, incorporating a variety of subjects.
Most of our graduates continue with evening school or morning school because now they're considered employees, which legally in Greece ensures a better salary, whereas as elementary graduates they were considered solely as workers.
Such is the case for Eleni, a mother of two. She graduated from the Second Chance School in 2007. She then went to night classes and now she is a university student.
It was something I've been longing to do, something I was missing. I felt there was a hole inside me, and now I think I'm complete.
The Corfu scheme is part of a European Commission partnership programme called Grundvig 2, meant to improve adult education. The emphasis is on teaching basic skills that can be used either in further learning or just to improve day-to-day life. Nearly 20% of Corfu's inhabitants didn't finish compulsory education. But with the help of the Second Chance School programme, more people are returning to the classroom, allowing people the chance to open new doors.
Can young people really fit back into a traditional classroom, or is a more informal learning environment more attractive? And what teaching methods are the most encouraging? Can an interactive approach teach skills for life? We look at how one NGO in Jordan is making a difference.
This is the city of Rusafa, 25 kilometres from Amman, Jordan's capital. The children here are all between 13 and 18 years old, and they've all dropped out of school.
All the kids knew how to read and write except me. I felt isolated and I left school because I wanted to work.
After years out of school, these kids are lacking in basic education. Every afternoon they meet in this class to attend a non-formal education programme.
We're comfortable in the learning process and we feel that education is fun. They allow us to have fun during education.
One teacher and an assistant work to develop their general skills. But this goes further than educational requirements. The programme also tries to modify the students' behaviour.
Our classrooms aren't the same as classes in standard schools. We don't use the board and discipline system in the way other schools do. We interact with kids as one family. We start from the culture of the children's education. The facilitators are here to help.
In Jordan, around 100,000 young people have dropped out of school after they are unable to rejoin the formal system and therefore get a college education. The international organisation QuestScope has run a second chance programme since 2003 in Jordan. It works with the country's education ministry.
When they have the chance to learn in a different environment, when they have a relationship with their teacher that is not an authoritarian relationship but a co-learning relationship, and when the environment is a socially safe and supportive atmosphere, they learn as well or better than anyone in school.
Mohammed left school aged 12 because he was not able to read or write. 3 years later he attended the Second Chance programme, then he joined a car dealership and now he works as a mechanic.
Of course, it gave me a second chance. After I completed this non-formal education, I got a job. I got a driving license, and thanks to my job, I could buy a car.
Since 2003, more than 7,000 young people have participated in this programme. Around 98% of those who took the 10th grade proficiency test at the end of this programme passed and were eligible for formal education. Their second chance, one that's been well deserved.
Do you know anyone who dropped out of school? Did they change their mind later, and how was that? Did it work out? As always, we love to hear about your experiences, so get in touch via our social media pages. That's it for this week. We will be back soon. Goodbye.
Learning World in association with WISE, an initiative of Qatar Foundation.